Oh, hey there. Welcome to another episode of John Works Too Much. Please don't tell anybody. Definitely don't tell Kenny. But when I put gas in here, it's really just tea.
What he doesn't know is I'm actually putting real gas in there on the side.
What? Oh, hey there. Welcome to another episode of John Works Too Much. I feel like the gas tank's a little low today, so... Yep, stings every time. Today we're going to be putting new siding on, putting new windows in, and we're going to extend this porch cover and I think enclose it. So that should be pretty fun. A lot of you guys ask me questions, and literally every day somebody asks me this question: John, why are you so ugly? And I gotta just say, that's not a nice thing to say to somebody. There's nothing I can do about it. And true beauty is on the inside. At least that's what us ugly people say. Anyway, we can't wait. We're gonna do a bunch of beautiful work here, and we're gonna make this ugly house into a much more beautiful house. And hopefully somebody can make me more beautiful too. So sometimes you think to yourself, maybe my helper is a little less experienced. So we've been sending Jaymes off to make cuts on this Hardie, and he's like, man, there's something wrong with the blade. And finally we were like, we'll show you how this is done. We know stuff and you don't know stuff. I don't know if you can see this, but literally every one of these carbide blades is broken off. You see how there should be a piece right here, and there's not. And so it's not James's fault. And if there's one thing I've learned through life, it's if you have problems, you just throw money at your problems. So what I do, bought a new blade. Now, I used to hate putting Hardie siding on because I cut it with the wrong material. And so it's helpful to know that there is a Hardie blade. I used to use dental floss to cut it, and it would take days to make a cut, and it looked horrible. It looked like I cut it with a rock. So don't do that. And a lot of people don't know, but Hardie blades, and I got one for the, so I'll show you the difference. Hardie blades are actually made in Arkansas, and a lot of people don't know this. See, a regular blade has a bunch of teeth, and it tells you right here, that's 60 teeth, that's for 60 teeth. That means there's 60 teeth around this thing. It's got some jagged things, it cuts nails, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. A Hardie blade also is cool, but this has, say 8? I think it's 8 teeth, right? Yeah.
Yep.
8 teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost none, right? So that's why it's made in Arkansas, is because it doesn't have a mouthful of teeth. Also, a bunch of people don't know this, but the toothbrush was invented in Arkansas, because if it was invented anywhere else, it would be called a teeth brush. All right, so we did some preliminary work. Now we're gonna get to some real work. Now we got the right blade, and we don't have to get mad at Jaymes. Poor Jaymes over there. He's actually crying a little bit, but we're not gonna bring that up because that's a painful subject. And then we're gonna keep going, and we'll get some stuff done. Probably 28 minutes. All right, love you guys. Oh, hey there. So we're doing this job today. We're doing siding and windows and porch cover, and we're gonna close the porch and stuff. But we're doing it in white settlement. Now, we didn't have to do this job, but we figured white settlement, hopefully we're gonna get some
white privilege.
Some white privilege. Now, Kenny's probably not very prepared because he's wearing a black shirt, but still, we're hoping to get some white privilege. We're a little bit dirty. We were gonna make this video earlier, but we were really too busy working.
And looking for that white privilege.
And looking for the white privilege. Now, I think we should stop calling it white privilege, and we should start calling it
American privilege.
American privilege. Why is that?
Because it's the American dream, what we're doing. We were looking for white privilege, and I think I found a bunch of carpenter ants, and what'd you find? A bunch of dust and dirt?
Bunch of lice and dirt, and probably like termites, all kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, American privilege, right? The average American eats more in one meal than the average African eats in a week. We are all pretty blessed. Now, I'm not saying that some people aren't blessed more. Clearly, I'm way blessed. I get it. You're welcome. And it's probably mostly because I'm white. I'm gonna be honest with you, most of the time I get these phone calls and they'll be like, John, you wanna do this job? I'm like, not really. I'm pretty lazy. And then they're all like, but it pays really good. I'm like, why? I didn't even tell you I wanna do it. And they're like, well, you're white, right? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you can probably do it from home. We'll just send you money. That's how it works. That's how white privilege works, right?
That's exactly how it works. Every now and again, you have to kind of, alter the privilege a little bit, where you actually have to get your body and put it in a vehicle and take it to a job site. And then once
that's
you're
like for peasants.
Yeah, but once you're on that job site, you actually have to make your muscles move with tools in your hands.
Oh, this is horrible.
No, but
you're making me nauseous. Stop it.
That's the privilege. That's the white privilege I found anyways.
So seriously though, the American dream used to be that you could go and start your own business, that you could go and you had the honor of being able to do whatever in the world you wanted to and contribute to society and provide for your family. And that is not the American dream anymore. The American dream right now is to do literally nothing. Everybody's dream is like, I hope I win the lottery. I just want to sit here and watch TV and do nothing and get drunk about it. And I just don't have very much respect for that. I think probably because we work too much. Probably. Yeah, it's probably. Anyway, we're hoping to get some white privilege out here in White Settlement. We'll keep you posted and let you know, and hopefully we'll get something done here today. Oh, hey there. So as you can clearly see, we got the windows in, all the windows in today, and we did siding up to here, and then on the back side we got all the siding on. There, I'll show you a still picture later. We still need to do the sides. We're going to do the porch cover. We're going to close all this. We're going to put 4 windows in the front and a door over here, and we're going to build a deck. So, and then we're going to paint everything. So it's going to be beautiful. We were just talking to somebody, and we're like, hey, how are you doing? And they said, oh, you know, I can't complain. And I felt really sorry for them. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but gosh, I mean, let me explain how it works, okay? If you want to complain, you just simply forget about all the blessings in your life. You forget about all the people that love you and all the miracles and all the wonderful things that happen. You just throw that stuff away. You get it out of your mind. And you focus all your attention on minor irritations and really just let that stew inside of you and grow like a cancer of hatred inside of you. That's all you got to do to complain. I'm not good at it personally. I could just be like, man, John, you're like literally living in hell. Like you're sweating and bleeding, you look miserable, you're in horrible places. I'm like, I know, right? It's great. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll get this thing done. I'm thinking maybe 2 more days, maybe just a series of 28 minutes. I'm not really sure. Love you guys. See you later. So Kenny?
Yeah. What's up?
Your shirt looks kind of messy.
So it's about 4.5 suppers later. Supperman. Obviously I have my Super Supper shirt on, but this is what it looks like whenever I go through my supper dinners, my Super Supper dinners. Obviously it's a mess. Obviously you can tell the kind of stuff that I'm putting into my body is stains you permanently. Will not come off. Some people like to think that you can just get rid of your Super Supper suit, but really the best thing for any Super Supper suit is whenever you're done using it, just to go ahead and incinerate it, because it's very caustic. So today,
flex your supper muscle real quick.
Okay, here you go. There's this one.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
Here.
Okay.
That's whenever this one gets tired.
Yeah, okay.
Shoveling the food in, you know. So and then there's this one right here.
Oh no, that's a good supper muscle.
And that's how you get that pattern on your shirt.
It's kind of like eating like the Cookie Monster, but with messy food.
Right, yeah. The trick is to get as much to your face as possible, at least waste half of it, get half of it in, but then, you know, swallow half of the half that you got in, and then dribble the rest down your chin.
So, but you're pretty strong, right?
I'm pretty strong, yeah.
You think you could knock down that wall with one hand?
Yeah, you want to see this?
I do.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Hold on, before you do this.
Okay.
I just want to tell everybody that Kenny is very strong.
Yeah.
It's like a Viking and a buffalo chicken had a baby together. Yeah. So show him how strong. Knock down that wall with one hand. Ready?
All right, stretch real good.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep. Go. He's knocking down the wall with one hand. Very good.
Knocked it down for y'all.
Whoa. That was embarrassing. So I bought these shoes from a drug dealer, and I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. So, hey Kenny, how's your lunch?
It's pretty good. I had 5 chicken fingers, so that makes that a chicken hand.
Was it delicious? What are you doing? What?
Oh, I'm about to go fishing.
What are you fishing for? There's nothing. This is just grass.
See, I'm fishing for compliments.
Oh, why do you need compliments, Kenny?
You know, I've been feeling a little bit down.
You depressed?
A little bit.
Man, you know what to do. You know what to do when you're depressed? Let me just tell you. First of all, you find somebody that's got it worse off than you, and you know that somebody that's like they're not as happy as you. They're not as well off as you. It shouldn't be hard. You find somebody like that.
And then you act mean to them, right? So I can feel better about myself?
No, Kenny, that's not it.
Wow.
That's not what you do. You find somebody that's got it worse off than you, and then you're nice to them. Oh, you got me right in the face. Golly. And then you're nice to them, and then you're the friend to them that you or somebody would be to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever. All right, back to work. Come on. So you might be thinking to yourself, hey me, what did John do today? And the answer is actually quite a bit. And Kenny and James really helped because those guys are rock stars. I mean, they got some guns. So we did all the siding on this side, which was not easy. I think we had done most of this yesterday. We did all the siding on the other side, minus a little bit at the top of the gable. We built this deck, and look, it's solid. It's real solid. So the other thing I want to talk to you guys about, and it's super important, is the fact that I was tripping with these shoes all day that I bought from a drug dealer. I'm done with them. I think they've lost their soul. And, you know, speaking of losing your soul, sometimes people are really hard on each other, right? They want to criticize all the time. The world has enough critics, okay? Let's be nice to each other, for the love of God. Instead of finding all the things that divide us, let's find the things that bring us together, our similarities instead of our differences, because it really matters. Now look, we tend to judge ourselves by some like, oh, we're really forgiving, and we judge other people by this horrible, horrible metric that's like, you can't even do, it's not even realistic. And I think that it would be way better if we treated people with forgiveness. Because if I want forgiveness, I have to give forgiveness, and I desperately need forgiveness. And if I want mercy, I have to be merciful, and I desperately need mercy. So let's be kind to each other, okay? I think we're gonna get this done tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna make a porch cover right here. We're gonna enclose it, we're gonna put 4 windows in the door. We're gonna finish the siding, get everything trimmed out, paint everything, and hopefully be done. And that'll be 3 days or a series of 28 minutes. So we're just kind of chilling here for a second, and we're talking because, you know, we're pretty intelligent guys. Right? I mean, mostly Kenny, but I make up the 10%, he makes up the 90%. So then we started thinking to ourselves, hey us, yeah, hey us, not self. We should be doctors. Yeah. Now let me tell you why. Laughter is the best medicine, and we make you laugh. It's way cheaper. If we're not gonna be a doctor like that, then maybe we just be a doctor, you know, like this. Like, hey man, looks like your leg's out of place. Hold on a second. I got a hammer right here. Oh, we can knock that right back in there for you. Hold on, sign this paperwork real quick. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's gonna be like $1 million. Okay, ready? Bang, 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 bang. Ooh, yeah, ooh, that doesn't look good. Here.
Did anything happen?
We need an anesthesiologist. Bite on this. That's another $400.
Is that a used popsicle stick?
It totally is a used popsicle stick.
$400 for a used popsicle stick.
That's not bad. Yeah, $400 plus the $10,000 for the anesthesiologist. So that's not too bad. All right, so have you guys thought about the fact that literally every drug ever made is tested against placebo? You know what that is, placebo?
It's a
sugar pill, right? So basically, they test literally everything. Like, hey, does this cancer medicine work? Let's try it with a sugar pill on half the people and the actual cancer medicine on the other half and see if the test results are any different. And a lot of the time, it's not that much different, which means that faith really has an awful lot to do with how you heal. I think it's kind of a good lesson.
It's a really good lesson.
Yeah. So the way that you think and the way that you act really makes a big difference. But anyway, if you guys want to come to us as doctors, we will totally make you laugh, and laughter is the best medicine. Everybody knows. There's even like a little phrase about that. We can do surgeries if you need it, minor surgeries, like outpatient kind of stuff. I don't think we could mark if you want to do like plastic surgery. We've got lots of plastic. What else you got? Oh, we got tape measure. We're gonna be very accurate, down to the 16th of an inch.
We can figure out how long your intestines are.
Yeah, that could go on forever. Did you know that if you took all the veins out of your body and laid them out on the ground, you would definitely die?
I feel better already, doctor.
See? There you go. You're cured. That'll be $1 million.
Oh, darn it.
You should have said you were still sick. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. So imagine that maybe you're working in the heat in Texas, or I don't know, in Georgia. Maybe you're picking cotton, or maybe you're in the heat in Texas, and it feels like maybe you're staring right into a blow dryer just all day long, just blow drying right into your freaking face, and that's why you're so hot and sweaty and gross. Maybe you're drawing some blood. Maybe, just maybe, you're drinking your drink from, where do we eat today? Huh? Jack in the Box. And there's a fly in your straw, you swallow it, and then what happens, James?
Throw up.
How many times do you think you throw it up?
I don't know, like 10 minutes. You're constantly thinking about it. You make me throw up again.
So maybe you throw up, you're bleeding, you're staring into a hairdryer, and then somebody comes up to you and says, Happy Juneteenth. And you think, what does that even mean? Where does that come from? Well, it dawned on me that there's some people that don't know what that means. So Juneteenth is whenever Abraham Lincoln said, all the slaves are free. So I want you to imagine this, and I don't care if you're racist or whatever, that's your own business. I'm not gonna hate on you for it. But imagine you've been slaving your entire life, and you look at your clock, before they had clocks, maybe you looked at the sun and you're like, huh, just another 12 hours and the rest of my life to keep doing this. And then somebody comes to you and they say, you've been set free. You've been declared free. You can have your own land. You can do your own thing, and you're done with this. How amazing must that have been? And I know that maybe some of you can't relate to that because, let's be honest, none of us have been slaves. But maybe you're a slave to your debt. Maybe you're a slave to drugs. Maybe you've got some habits that you're a slave to, and you just can't possibly imagine living your life not being a slave to that thing. Maybe it's time to be set free. Happy Juneteenth. We'll see you guys in a couple hours. Oh, hey there. As you can tell by the look on my face and how dirty I am and how bloody I am, it's been about 28 minutes. So obviously this was not here earlier this morning, and now it is. So we added this room, we added these windows, we added a door, we sided everything, we tied in the roof line. We also painted the house, caulked the house, did the siding on this other side. What else we do, James? James swallowed a fly and threw up a lot. We all kind of felt like we were looking at a blow dryer all day long, sweated a lot. That's pretty much it. Anything funny we can talk about? Kenny, got anything?
I'm drawing a blank. It's been a pretty hard 28 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a hard 28 minutes. Like we, usually our 28 minutes are like 27 minutes, and this was more like 29 minutes. But we're still gonna round up and call it 28. Also, we're not good with numbers. All right, see you guys tomorrow. So I'd like to talk to you guys about my new class I'm starting to teach. It's called offensive driving. It's like defensive driving, but you're on the offense. Because the best defense is a good offense. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that. So the first thing you gotta know is if you're in the fast lane, which we're not right now, because we got a truck that's probably throwing stuff back in the road like Pigpen. But if you're in the fast lane, you have a moral obligation to either go fast or get out of the way. Nobody here can count. Not you, definitely not me. I dropped out in 10th grade. What's the last grade you finished?
12.
You graduated?
Yeah.
Weirdo. No wonder you're poor.
I graduated too, John.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's why you guys work for me.
Good one.
Kenny and I are driving along a few minutes ago, and we're drinking. Kenny, what were you thinking about?
I was thinking about...
Nothing, as usual.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, so I was thinking that we were swimming in a bunch of this stuff. It was a fantasy.
So a lot of y'all are probably thinking,
Why is Kenny so cocky?
Yeah, why am I so cocky? Well, number one, it's because, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got layers and layers of cockiness built up. I didn't do that, so somebody else built that cockiness level up for me. I'm not going to name any names. It's pretty irritating.
Does his name start with a J?
Yeah, it ends with...
Ames Moon?
Yeah. Anyways, so rule of thumb, when you're caulking, if you get caulk on your hands, you don't need to wash it off with water. If you rub your hands together, friction dries it and it rubs off. So whenever you start getting it wet, it takes longer for it to cure. It creates more of a mess, ends up everywhere, like on this gun. Rule number two, when you're caulking, if you've got caulk in your hands and you're painting a wall, just take that caulk and rub it into a hole or on the surface. It doesn't matter. Get it off your hands so that your tools stay nice and clean, because whenever guys like us come around and we're doing anti-tornado construction, we want our tools to be clean, because anything that gets in our way is like, ugh, you know?
Slows us down.
Don't want to have to deal with that. So
Yeah,
that's what we're complaining about today.
So anything else you want to complain about? You want to give any hints on, like, do you ever
Okay.
show up?
So today's a perfect day to explain to y'all how this works. So today's a half day. It's a 14-minute day. A lot of y'all are thinking, wow, y'all get so dirty, but then you'll see throughout the videos we don't get very much more dirty, you know, from like the first or second video of the day. And that's because when we show up to work, we just go ahead and cover ourselves in filth.
We just throw dirt all
Yeah.
over ourselves, and we have buckets of sweat we pour on ourselves.
Right, so you know the saying, like, dress how you want to live, or the type of job
Dress
you
for the
wanna
job
have.
you want, not the job
Well,
you
we
have.
want to be super productive, so we show up and we start by looking super productive, and then somehow the work manages to happen right behind it. So this is what we look like.
God, you
probably
look
within the
dirty.
first
You got
hour,
dirty
hour and a
knees.
half.
You got crap all over your
And
shoes.
yeah, I just went kneel down in some dirt and just kind of like threw concrete all over myself.
That's genius. And you just like throw it on yourself like the Cookie Monster?
Yeah, and then so a lot of y'all think that it's probably, you know, better to get dirty early, so you just embrace the suck. That's not the case. It's so that later on in the day when we want to be lazy, people are going to look at us and go, well, it looks like he's being pretty productive actually. And that's just because we're dirty. So that's why we do that.
Genius. as the prophecy foretold, we finished the job. We took an extra 14 minutes on this job, which means another half day, but the customers are happy, and I've got a pretty firm policy of I'm not happy till you're not happy. Yay. Yep. So I just also want to say we love doing this. We love working for people because they're wonderful people and we love to bless their lives. But I want to encourage you guys to choose a career that you love, because then you won't work a day in your life. And by that I mean that career is not hiring. All right, see you on the next one.
Yeah, hey there. So I'm going to teach you some piano stuff, all right? So a lot of people ask me how to play piano, and nobody ever taught me, so I want to teach you guys. So if you notice, there are 2 black keys, and then 3 black keys, and then 2, and then 3, and then 2, and then 3, and then 2, and then 3, all the way down, okay? And that's because there's no sharp or flat between B and C, and between E and F. And so the way that your keys go, where the 2 are, just to the left of that, that is a C, okay? But then also where there's another 2 to the left of that is a C. So that's an octave. And then here, those are all C's, okay? So, because you know that that's a C, then that's a B and that's an A. So you go A, and then the next one, okay, so all your white keys are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it's back to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it keeps going, okay? But there's a A, and then the black key is a A sharp, because it's sharp, it's higher, right? But it's also a B flat, okay? So that's the same note, A sharp and B flat. So you go A sharp or B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A again, okay? So that's interesting to know. There's only 12 notes, okay? So those are the notes. Okay? Now, in any scale, so there's major scales and minor scales, and I know that somebody's going to try to correct me and say there's a bunch of other scales, but for the most part, for this particular lesson, for very basic beginner stuff, all the white keys are in the key of C, okay? And the way that you figure out a scale is you start with your root note, so that would be a C, right? So we got a C, and then you go whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, okay? And that's your scale. So if you start on a C, a whole step is 2 up to your right, okay? So if you go whole step, that's a D, and then a whole step is a E, and then a half step is a F, and then a whole step is a G, and then another whole step is a A, another whole step is a B, and then a half step is a C again. And that's your octave, right? So no black keys, all white keys. Now, I'm telling you this for a reason. So if you take the first, third, and fifth of your scale, right, then that is a chord. And then we're going to go with octaves over here. So we're going to hit a C octave and another C octave all at the same time, and then the first, third, and fifth, and that's going to make a chord. Are you ready? So you see how that sounds pretty? So that's your chord. Now, if you take that and you flat your third, which means you go a half step to your left, then that becomes a C minor. You hear it? How it sounds like a minor? That's with any chord. I'm just showing you with a C right now. So a C is a C major, and then you flat your third, come down 1 to the left, and then that is a C minor. Okay, so then you've got a sus2, which means that you're doing your first, second, and fifth rather than your first, third, and fifth, right? So that's a sus2. And it sounds different than, and then if you obviously do the fourth, then that's a sus4. And if you add the seventh, then that becomes a C7. Or if I add the 7 and then flat the third, then that's a C minor 7, okay? So that's interesting. Now, there are chords that go together, and some of those are C, F, and G, and also A minor. That is your relative minor, right? And if you'll notice, those are all the same chord pattern, which is really nice. So you... Now you can do some cool stuff with that, right? So you could just like play chords and you'd be like, I want to sing a song, G, be like, I want to play with that a little bit. G, F, back to C again. And then you can go to A minor. And we're going to go a sus4, and a G, and a sus2, and an F sus2, and then back to an F, and back to a C. We'll do it again. A minor, A sus4 minor, sorry, then a G, a sus2, F sus2, F, and a C. So that's an easy way to do something with that. Now you can play a million different ways, right? But for the most part, C, F, and G always go together, and the relative minor is A minor, and it always sounds good. Now, if you have a D, you notice that's a different chord shape, right? A C is like this, and a D is like this. But that is the same chord shape as an E and an A. Okay, so you do a D. If you notice, they sound good together, which is important. So that's pretty cool. And then B is always kind of an odd man out. So B looks like this. Obviously, you want that to be a B minor. You just, and you know, all the same rules apply, right? So if you're a D and you flat your third, then it's a D minor, D minor 7, D sus2, D sus4, D minor 7, D major 7, right? So I hope that helps. So that's, and then obviously once you get your black keys, they're a little bit different. So here's a C sharp, and then if you flat it, then it's a C sharp minor, right? D sharp, flat it in a minor, F sharp minor, a G sharp minor, a B flat, and a B flat minor. So those are your chords, and I think that should help you out. And that's pretty basic stuff for, you know, how to learn like the very basics of piano. Now, most songs have 3 chords, sometimes 4, and those are, you know, there's a 3-chord trick, and I'll post that later. But anyway, I hope that helps you guys out, because it certainly has helped me out. Let's see, here's something I was playing with the other day. Let's see. Playing with those chords, so that's just C, F, and G again, right? So anyway, I hope you guys learned something.